Hello everyone, welcome back to the kitchen table. Today in the kitchen table, it's going to be an update to one of my favorite little free websites for anybody who flies a UAV, a drone, a model aeroplane, call it what you like. It's really good, and they've just done another update. This is a one-man, single-man dev, and he's kind of just doing it for donations, and because he really wants to support the hobby, and I encourage you to support him. Before we look at it in more detail, it's the kitchen table. We're talking about drone-related stuff. We must have a beverage. This is the tradition, whether you like it or not. I'm sorry, it's coffee again, but it's early morning, and I don't want to go down that slippery slope. So once again, it's the Monsoon Malabar, which I home roast, and I'm just loving it. My Indian coffee is going down very well, so cheers. So the website is UAV Forecast. I've sort of done a review of it not so long ago. Really great website. Put your location in. Set your own personal limits for weather and wind and amount of percentage of chance of rain and cloud cover and K index for solar flares and satellite minimums. Set it all up. Hit go. And it will instantly give you a traffic light, red or green, whether or not you can fly over the next few days, which is fantastic. And I've sort of raved about this before, and I encourage you to go and do it. But yet again, the dev has added even more function at it, and this is going to be useful to everyone, but particularly useful to you if you're in the States. So what he's now added an overlay based on where you are reporting that you're flying from, or if you're not accessing it from your smartphone, where you set the location that you want to fly from. It will now bring up a Google map, and it will show you both the DJI no-fly zones that they've put around airports and other buildings and other sensitive sites that they've decided to agree to put a no-fly around. But it will also, if you're in the US, it will also show you FAA TFRs. Okay, temporary flight restrictions or permanent flight restrictions. It will actually show you. So for example, it does list the Washington no-fly area. It also lists, and I had a quick look, although, map of the US is quite big, I had to scroll around, but you can find temporary flight restricted areas around things to do with, they looked like there was, I saw one that was an air show and other bits and pieces. This is a really great safety feature, because what happens is, if you are in an area where there is one, it will pop up a warning before you get your weather listing. It will pop up a warning and say, you are near a no-fly zone. Just check it on this map. I think that's a really excellent bit of safety that he's added in there. And it just means that at a glance, you can just make sure that you're not going to get into any trouble. And it really helps people to not only fly safely in terms of the weather and the conditions, but fly safely in terms of, respecting what's going on in the wider airspace, which we're all going to have to start to do if you're not doing it already. Because, these things are starting to get quite closely looked at in terms of how we interact with other air traffic, and the more that we actually do all the right things now, the less likely it is that we're going to see restrictions and really serious clampdowns on the hobby. So I encourage you to go and get uavforecast.com and use that in your pre-flight planning, and I encourage you to go down to the bottom of the page and click there's a couple of links there where you can help the dev out with a donation via PayPal. uavforecast.com, yet again, getting better and better. I hope that was of interest, and I'll see you again soon back on the kitchen table. Till next time, cheers.